Shooting 8x57 reloads, 22 Winchester Magnum, and 16-gauge slugs in a Sauer and Son drilling. William Hovey Smith, 2023. The insert barrel with its separate extractor is in the left barrel. And so we close it, flip up the sight, take the safety off, and are ready to shoot. Misfire. The case is difficult to extract. Round number 4. Okay. Sticky. Now it is probable, since I had fired 22 long rifles in this barrel before, that some fouling had remains, and the reason for the sticky cases is residue from firing these before. All of the rounds struck the target high center. My point of aim was here. With the previous 22 long rifles, they had patterned about here. I'll now shoot a few of those to see if that pattern is replicated. We've now removed the insert barrel, and we've moved the target to 25 yards, and our next shot will be a test of the rifle rounds. This will be the 8x57JR loaded with the Boxer primer. And the case just falls out of the barrel very smoothly. At 25 yards, that hit within an inch of the bullseye. Now this is one of my reloads. Loads in the gun easily. Okay, let's see how she did. Support this channel by buying my outdoor books, business books, novels, and recommending them to your local libraries. Here is a recent billboard on Times Square which featured my business books and novels. I have Create Your Own Job Security, Plan to Start Your Own Business at Midlife for Middle Managers, Make Your Own Job Anytime, Anywhere, at Any Age for everyone else from teens to seniors. Real Wealth is an introductory book on business for those who are just getting into the business world. Then my novels, Until Death Do You Part, An American Family Meets Their Sicilian Cousins, and the Gold Farm Chronicles, Moving with Baby, The Solitario, and Brewster County Law. Factory ammunition fell from the chamber. So let's see if this does. Yes. No indication on the primer of high pressures. So yeah, we're loading within the operational range of this round. Now we're at 50 yards. That round was the same point of aim, just a little bit more to the right. And this was a factory round. Now for one of my reloads. Reload just fell from the chamber. No indications of high pressure, anything strange. Looks good. The factory round hit right here. The reloaded round hit right here. Which frankly, at 50 yards with iron sights, is probably within my area of aim. So, yeah, for all practical purposes, both of those are good. The shot with the 16 gauge rifle slug here is problematic. I'm at 50 yards. I want to use the sights for more precise shooting, but this gun was not designed for the slug. The European slugs are a different design and throw a heavier weight of bullet. So we will see if these Foster slugs through the full choke barrel will hit the target at 50 yards. I would consider it a success if it did. More recoil certainly than any of the other loads. There were no new hits on the target and no new hits on the backstop materials that I can see. I believe the round hit low, judging from a deep furrow I'm seeing further back in the lawn. I've halved the distance to 25 yards, and we'll again try to shoot using the sights. The round bored in at the bottom center of the target and then did that groove behind it, although I was aiming here. Well, no, not to shoot it that way. The next thing to try is see if the round will hit closer to the point of aim by not using the sight and shooting just straight over the rib. Yes, we have our answer. It will shoot if you just shoot over the rib and take what the old timers called a coarse bead. And there is where it hit. Blew it. Yeah, that'll kill any deer in North America. All right. So now we know considerably more about the drilling than we did when we started. To recap quickly for those who are just joining us, What we are investigating is various loads from the Sauer and Sohn 16 gauge drilling, the European 3-barrel gun. This particular gun was made about 1939 or so, and it is chambered for the 8x57JR in the rifle barrel and 16 gauge in the shotgun tubes, and we've also been shooting with a 22 caliber insert barrel and reloading for the rifle cartridge. Today we shot for the first time the combinations of ammunitions, and we started off with the Winchester 22 Magnum Rimfire in the insert barrel. And what we discovered was that this bullet shot up and right and high and higher than the similar 22 rimfire high-speed hollow points from Remington. So, this cartridge is admittedly more powerful. It is approximately as accurate, but shoots so high as to be not really of much use, plus is more destructive on wild game and destroys more meat. So consequently, when I hunt with the gun, I'll use the 22 long rifle hollow points, which we have tested and shot before. Now, moving up to the rifle ammunition, the 8x57JR uses a .318 8mm bullet compared to the .323 bullets used in the whole universe of the rest of the world's 8mm Mausers. And these bullets are scarce and hard to come by. But we managed to pick up a packet years ago, and so we have them in hand. And powder recommended at the time was 203 Norma, and we bought some 203 Norma powder at the time. So we had bullets, we had cases, and we had powder, and we also had a WH English reloading tool for 8x57JR for the correct caliber. Yep. And in a previous video, we reloaded the rifle ammunition. And what did we find? We found that at 25 yards and 50 yards, the rifle ammunition shot right here. This was a 50-yard shot, and these two touching were at 25 yards. Now, one other thing that we wanted to investigate was how would 16 gauge rifle slugs shoot through this gun. Now, it has rifle sights, as you saw. So, with the rifle sights up, we couldn't hit paper. Not at 50 yards and not at 25 yards. However, if you drop the rifle sight and you sighted over the rib and took what the old-timers would call a coarse bead, where the whole sight is sticking up above the rib, at 25 yards, it plunked dead center, very nearly. What? So yes, you can shoot Foster slugs through these tubes and have them hit somewhere near the point of aim at close range too. I don't have a whole world of Foster slugs or any other of this type of ammunition, so I'm not going to shoot a half a dozen. But guess what? They worked. And these happen to be Federals, by the way. So, we've learned a lot about the gun during the past several episodes that we've filmed, and in this particular episode indeed. So we'll hunt with a 22 long rifle, we'll hunt with shot shells, and we'll hunt with either our reloads or the few remaining normal factory rounds that I have, with the assurance that both will hit very nearly to exactly the same point of aim. So, now, if you own one of these guns, and it's hanging on the wall, and you haven't done anything with it for years and years, well, I think it's time to take it out and maybe work up some loads for it. And you'll find it a very useful and versatile hunting tool. But now, this is Hovey Smith, reminding you to hunt what you eat and eat what you hunt. Be legal, be ethical, be safe, goodbye, God bless, and see you next time.